There are a number of ways that mining companies influence and have a part to play in the cost of living crisis in Australia. So this commenter has said, why would mining companies be causing it though? I don't follow that one. Aren't they just corporations? But they don't sell us things we use day to day like banks. And I'm sorry, I can't remember the end of that comment. But here is one of the ways that mining companies are involved in the cost of living crisis. They are buddies with our government, right? And they will pay big donations to political parties. Now I might call it a bribe, but they're called donations. And for these kinds of things, they basically want tax breaks. They don't want to have to pay any taxes. They want to have the cost of what they're doing to go down so they make a greater profit for themselves, for the CEOs of those companies, the people who are at the top. Not for all the workers, but for the people at the top. And what happens then is if they're not paying taxes, those taxes don't go into a big pool. And if those taxes are going to a big pool, what that does is it then gets redistributed back into the community in lots of different forms. So that might be in terms of providing hospitals, it might be schools, it might be roads, parks, healthcare, whatever the community needs. Those taxes help to pay for those things to happen. But when you have mining companies who are being exempt from paying millions and millions and millions of dollars in taxes, that means that that pool doesn't receive those taxes. And when there is not enough money in that tax pool for all the community, that means everyday Australians need to foot that bill. And because if there isn't enough in that pool, someone's got to pay for it, and it's usually the people. And this is what you'll see sometimes with like the healthcare stuff that's happening, is that we are now paying to go and visit the GP, things like that. And Medicare is not covering a lot of things that it used to cover. So something like that. But also I want to mention too, they are actually selling us something. They are that primary industry. They are selling stuff for us. We are still essentially at the end of the line. We are the consumer, and it may be through some kind of utilities that we are consuming or buying from them, but we are consuming from them in some way. And at the end of the day, they want the people at the top of the mining companies to be raking in the profits and making the most money, and they are okay with not paying taxes and supporting the community that they are in, and not giving back to those communities. So that's a little bit of a way of how they are contributing to the cost of living crisis. I hope this has been helpful.